Speaking of this transgender nonsense, this is coming to India as well, or has already. So what has happened in the last few days that Brut India, which is a media news site, they are not a traditional media site by any imagination. What they are is that they are a social media news company and they have a lot of influence. They have over 5 million followers if you compare the YouTube channels as well as Instagram following, and they have released a video. The video shows an Indian female transitioning to become Indian man. And what they have done is that they have glorified all this process. They have said how he has been oppressed and everything. They have basically made this female a hero because she wanted to become a man. Obviously, she cannot become man for just I have told you in the last part of the show. She cannot. But they have glorified all the process to support her transition and everything, and all this leftist nonsense, transgender activist crap. They have failed for that. Now, let me be very clear here. Brut India is not a leftist organization by any stretch of the imagination. When it comes to geopolitical issues, when it comes to national issues, when it comes to the core of the politics, they are very on the center or the right. They are also pro-Modi government as well. But when it comes to social issues, they are very progressive, they are very leftist, and they are driven by the Western ideology. And this is one example of that. Now you might think, why should I care about this? Let me just tell you, if you are a parent who has a kid, who has a young child, or who is going to have a child soon, then this is for you, because this is going to become a battle for your kids and for you eventually. This is what they are doing. They are trying to change your kid's gender. Now this might seem like I'm talking nonsense. I'm not. Believe me, I'm not. This is going to be a huge battle in the last 5-6 years in India on the cultural front. This is going to be a real issue, and these people are promoting it should be destroyed before that happens. Because they are not just coming after you, they are coming after your kids. That is what happening here. So we are going to play this video and then we'll break it down whenever we'll spot a lie or some kind of propaganda in it. And the thing is, this video was not age restricted at all. This was posted on Instagram as well as YouTube. In both places, it has got millions of views, and this was not age restricted. Which means that any kid, any child who has Instagram phone on their app can see this and can get influenced by this and can think that this ideology or this behavior is acceptable, and most importantly it's good for them when it's not. So let's play and then we'll break it down.
So this was me 5 years ago, and this is me now.
Still a woman, by the way, just to be clear. It's still a she. He was in the process.
Hi, it's my first day on tester.
Hi, it's my 24th month on tester.
Assigned female at birth? What kind of Western crap is this, honestly? What kind of liberal shit is this? So what they're claiming here, what she is claiming here, who is now a he, is that when she was born, then the doctor decided what gender she is or what sex she is. By the way, both are the same things, to be honest. And this is complete fallacy, because doctor doesn't decide whether you are a male or you're a female, and it's very recognizable when you're born. Now, of course, what they will say is that there are intersex people who are born with both organs when they are born, and it's a rare case, I'm telling you. What the data we have on this is that 0.001% of the people are born intersex, which means they're born with both organs, with one of the predominant organ, and that's how doctor decides what gender they are. But that doesn't mean that all people are like that, like all people are assigned at birth. This is a complete fallacy, because what this means is that, see, there are few people who are born with 11 toes or 11 fingers. Does that mean we teach our kids that humans are born with 11 fingers or 11 toes? No. Exception can't rule the majority. That's not a thing. Exceptions are exceptions that cannot be applied to make a rule for the majority, and that's what they're trying to imply here, which is that doctor decides, not God or not anyone, but the doctor decides what gender you are. Absolute crap. This is what this is. They are trying to push this, because see, if a kid sees this, then they will think, oh, okay, maybe I was also assigned at birth something. And the gender confusion people have when they're young, this will fuel into that, because when they see this, then they will think is that they were assigned something at birth when they were not, whether they are male or they are female. That's it. Let's carry on and see more of this garbage.
बचपन में ज़्यादा कुछ हमें पता नहीं था, एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया था, उतनी नॉलेज नहीं थी और इतनी इन्फॉर्मेशन हमें मिली नहीं थी, ना ही किसी को कुछ ऐसा पढ़ाते हैं.
As a teen, he would often dress like a boy. Who doesn't? In Indian society, it's a common theme to cross dress your kids. It's a common thing. Anyone who's watching this must have done this themselves to their kids, or their parents would have done this to themselves. That does not mean that you belong to the opposite gender. It's not a thing. Yes, there is this thing in Indian culture as well as the Eastern culture, Eastern countries, is that there is a thing called third gender. Yeah, there is a thing. But that doesn't mean that it's an actual scientific thing. It's a thing where people pretend to be opposite sex. That is it. They are not delusioned. They know that they are a man pretending to be a woman and vice versa. Think about this. This is not an actual gender. They just pretend to be that. And there is no confusion there. But what this is that they are trying to create confusion. They are trying to make us believe that people can do that, people can transition and people can become male to female and female to male. It's not a thing. It has never been a thing. This is just a stupid, absolute Western crap, liberal shit. That's what this is. Let's carry on. This is insane. I'm telling you, this is going to be a huge battle if these people are not stopped at their lens right now.
आस पड़ोस वाले घर वालों को बोलते थे कि ये ऐसे लड़कियों वाले कपड़े पहना नहीं सकते हो, आप इसको सूट पहनाओ, बाहर ओकेजन्स पे आते हो तो आप ऐसे पैंट कोट क्यों लगा के आ रहे हो. घर वाले बोलते थे वो उसकी चॉइस है. मतलब घर वालों ने मुझे प्रॉपरली सपोर्ट किया था कि कोई बात नहीं, तुम्हारी खुद की चॉइस है, अगर तुम्हें ऐसे रहना पसंद है ठीक है.
They shouldn't have, first of all, because see, gender confusion is a very common thing, and then kids grown out of it eventually as they grow old. Then they go to their gender roles. Then either if they are male, then they will go to the masculine route, and if they are female, they go to the feminine route. That's how the universe works. That's how the universe has always worked. Because see, this thing does not work. Let's say when you die, if they dig up your bones 10 years later, 100 years later, 300 years later, they will still be able to find out what gender you were. They won't be confused. They will know whether you were a man or you were a woman. Because when you are born as a man or woman, it's engraved in your DNA. Every fiber of your body, every bone, it's different. When you're XX, which is female, and you're XY, male, it's no confusion at all. This is just absolute garbage. That's what this is.
जब मैंने बाल कटवाए और फर्स्ट टाइम मैंने जब बाहर निकल लिया सबके आगे, तो वो सारे ऐसे थे कि लड़के आके बोलते थे यार ये क्या कर लिया है, ये पहली लड़की है ऐसी कॉलेज में जो बॉय कट के साथ चल रही है. फिर धीरे धीरे देखने लग गए, 1-2 महीने बीत गए, फिर वो ही लड़के उठ के आते थे, बोलते थे यार आपने स्पाइक्स कैसे बनाए हैं, हमारे खड़े नहीं होते बाल, आप हमें वो बता दो.
Insane. Absolutely insane. See, college is where he also discovered his sexuality for the first time, and that's what I'm saying. Whenever you send your kids to school, you send your kids to college, this is what they are going to come under. Especially if you live in urban areas, if you live in cities like Pune, Mumbai, Bengaluru, or any of the northern cities as well, this is what they might try to teach your kids in the urban schools, or especially in the western schools or the international schools. This is the crap they are trying to feed to our kids as well.
चाइल्डहुड में ऐसा था कि हमें यही बोला था, तुम लड़की हो तो लड़के के साथ ही तुम्हें रहना पड़ेगा.
Of course, because that's how it has always been for thousands of years. Still all this western crap try to take over the world with all this transgender bullshit ideology.
तब नो डाउट मैंने रखे थे बॉयफ्रेंड्स वगैरह जैसे बोलते हैं, तो बट फीलिंग नहीं आती थी. फिर धीरे धीरे पता लगा कि नहीं, हम ऑप्ट कर सकते हैं लड़कियों को भी. फिर ठीक है, हाँ कनेक्ट हुआ, मेरा भी गर्लफ्रेंड बनी, फिर पता लगा कि हाँ हो सकता है.
I don't know what to say to this, seriously. I mean, this has 3 million views. Think about this. Many people who watch this video might go through this gender confusion as they were watching this video. And what this video will do is that they will confirm their beliefs. And they will think, oh, it's okay. These things are okay. These things are normal. These things are not normal. They haven't been normal since the starting of the time, and these people will not survive the short of time. And first of all, let me just bring you a stat as well, which I have mentioned in earlier episodes as well, is that now we don't have a data on transgenders in India specifically, but we have the data from the West who have promoted this culture. Every transgender person who goes through all these activities, through these surges and everything, 4 out of 10 people end up committing suicide. Think about this. If you're trying to talk about mental stability and everything, 4 out of 10 people who goes through this garbage, they try to commit suicide. And this is what they're preaching us. This is what they're trying to say. Oh wow, they're trying to glorify it. Wow, this is so good and everything, and we are being progressive and all of that bullshit. What the fuck is this, seriously? He moved to Australia for further of course, another, you can say not Western exactly because they're on the east of us, but still a very Western country when it comes to cultural values and everything else. This is what I was talking about, the hormone replacement therapy. So this is what they give you if you want to change your sex or your gender basically. Both are the same thing, by the way, just to be clear. This is what they are trying to teach you. That if you do this therapy and everything, if you even change your actual organs and everything, which is possible, by the way, it's technically possible. I'm not saying that it's not technically possible. It's possible, but that does not make you a man. Every chromosome of your body will still have X chromosomes and not XY chromosomes. This is an absolute lie. Male to female to male. What a waste of money. So this guy, whatever money he made in Australia, he used most of it to do this absolute shitness.
फिर धीरे धीरे जब डॉक्टर बता रहा था, फिर ऐसा होता था कि जल्दी हो जाइए, ऐसा कुछ बता नहीं सकता डॉक्टर जो 3 या 6 मंथ्स में पूरा हो जाए कंप्लीट. फिर डॉक्टर कहता है कि थोड़ी पेशेंस रखनी ही पड़ेगी इन चीज़ों में. फिर मुझे होता था यार इतना वेट उठा लिया मैंने, तब भी नहीं कुछ हो रहा है, और इतने सालों से कंसिस्टेंसी भी बहुत है. तो फिर जब हार्मोन लिया 1 ईयर में काफ़ी चेंज आने लग गया, मतलब कटिंग वगैरह आने लग गई. तो फिर मेरे को ऐसे खुशी से महसूस हो रही कि यार वाह, इतनी देर से मैंने चलो पहले ही कर लिया था.
काफ़ी लड़कों का
Why this is a story? Why is this a story? This is what they're doing. They're trying to glorify all of this nonsense. They're trying to say, oh, if you transition from male to female or vice versa, then you are a hero. You are progressive. You should be awarded. You should be rewarded for your bravery. This is not bravery. The people who fight for our country on the lines, on the battlegrounds, those are the real bravery. This is that is the real bravery, not this bullshit. They are trying. Where is the video for glorifying Indian soldiers who gave their life for our country to protect us, so people like this can do this bullshit? Where is that video? No, they're trying to glorify this person because he just decided one day, okay, I'm not a female, I'm a male, let me become a man, which is still not possible, by the way. Technically it's possible, but you will never be able to become a man's man, and they are still promoting this as bravery. Insane.
लड़कों का मुझे डीएम है कि बीएड कैसे ग्रो की, अगर मुझे आ सकती है तो ऑब्वियसली आपको भी आ सकती है.
थोड़ी थोड़ी शर्म आती थी, मतलब पापा को भी ऐसे लगता था कि ऐसे दाढ़ी वगैरह आ रही है, अच्छा नहीं लगता, तुम कभी इंडिया आओ तो दाढ़ी वाड़ी काट के आना. ऐसे वो बोलते थे कि हमारा इतना नैरो माइंडेड, ऐसे ब्रॉड माइंडेड कैसे कर ले हम खुद को, तुम बाहर.
This is the problem with Indian society, is that any progressive idea, and if you don't accept it, then you will get labeled as narrow minded. That's what he's doing, or that was she is doing to her parents. Basically that's what she is doing to her parents, that she is saying, which is now a he, is that her parents are narrow minded. Why? Because they are rejecting this Western bullshit. They should be rejecting this Western bullshit. There's this idea that all the progressive values are inherently good values. That is an absolute fallacy. They are not. If you go into one step deeper, you will find out how problematic that can be, and we need to save our country from this Western garbage and from people like this, or people especially who promote this thing. I don't mind if the elderly people who are transitioning and doing their thing, no problem. A private person who is above 18 or about 24, whatever the legal age is for these kind of things, okay, no problem. You do what you want, you do whatever makes you happy, so to speak. I don't have a problem with that. But you're glorifying this, you're putting it on internet where kids can watch this, then you're trying to influence our kids to do all of these things. That is where I have a problem. Leave the kids alone. If you want to do this privately, do it privately, no problem. Stop glorifying this nonsense and fallacy. I'm very tired of it. I have seen in the West what has done it to the West. I don't want this in my country. No chance.
तुम बाहर चले गए हो तो हमें तो यहाँ पे 10 लोगों को मुंह दिखाना भी तो पड़ेगा। तो मैंने उनको बोला था कि कोई बात नहीं, अब मैं बाहर हूँ, आप बस थोड़ा टाइम दो चीज़ों को। जब कोई कहीं पे पहुँच जाता है ना, फिर उनको अपने आप ही ठंडा महसूस होता है कि नहीं यार, कुछ भी कर लिया पर कुछ कर ही लिया उसने।
What have you done? Seriously, you're talking about achievement here. This guy, if you're watching this, answer this question. What have you done? What has it taken for you? Is it courageous? Is it really true bravery? Is it really truly courageous? It's not. What you have done is that you have saved some money and then you have become a man. That's not an achievement. You want to do it privately, sure, but people who are given you this stage, this brute people, and you yourself, this is not bravery, this is not an achievement, this is just you're trying to fulfill your personal ambition, which is fine by me, but don't glorify this and don't preach it to the kids.
सबसे पहले जब मेरा फर्स्ट टाइम था ना, लुक चेंज होने के बाद मैंने इंडिया की टिकट करवाई। जब वहाँ पे इंडिया में होता है वो लड़का लड़की वाली लाइन लगती है, तो अब मुझे होता है कि मैं लड़की वाली साइड जाऊँ, क्योंकि जब तक मेरी सर्जरीज नहीं होती प्रॉपर मैं ना जाऊँ लड़कों वाली साइड। अब वहाँ पे मुश्किल और हो जाती है, जब लड़की वाली साइड जाओ तो बीएड होती है, वो बोलते हैं वो ये लड़के कहाँ जा रहा है तू।
That's why don't do it. Keep it simple. Male and female, that's about it. Because that's it has always been since the beginning of time.
बाहर की कंट्रीज में एक बेस्ट ये चीज़ होती है, ना वो फीमेल लिखते हैं ना वो मेल लिखते हैं, जेंडर कहीं मेंशन ही नहीं करते।
Credit where is due. He had said or she has said, for young people, his advice was to not rush into transitioning, which fair play to them. They have said it at least, is that young people should take time if they want to do that, which is good. But why even introduce them to this idea in the first place when they are kids? Sure, if they find out about this later when they are good enough to make their own decisions, no problem at all. But you're still feeding them this garbage. Obviously they are going to get influenced by this, but hey, credit where it's due. He has at least said, or she has at least said, is that they should take time before trying to transition, so to speak.
100% श्योर हो जाओ, तुम शायद 22 या 23 एज में तुम इतने कैपेबल हो जाओगे, जब तुम्हारी डिग्रीज कंप्लीट हो जाएगी, पढ़ाई कंप्लीट हो जाएगी, तुम कैपेबल होंगे जॉब करने के लिए। जब जॉब लग जाती है उसके बाद डिसाइड करो तुम्हें हार्मोन्स से कैसे स्टार्ट करना है। साइकाइट्रिस्ट से मिलते हैं।
That's why you should get a job, because you want to transition. That's the one of the most best motivations to get a job is to become a man when you're a female, and when you're female to become a man. That's what jobs are for, to make money and then transition yourself, so to speak.
से मिलते हैं, फिर एंडो से मिलते हैं। काफ़ी मेरी वीडियोस बाकी चैनल्स ने डाल दी थी ऐसे ही अपने बिना किसी कंसेंट के या डाउनलोड करके।
Hey, first of all, this is one of those videos, by the way. You're saying other people or other channels have posted about you on the internet. Of course, once you put yourself on the internet, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube or anything else, then it's not about your consent. You need to look into the rules and the morality of it, because once you put yourself on the internet, then anyone can use that. It's called fair use. Learn about it. And when you put yourself out there, this is what these people do. They say, this is a good example by the way. What they do is that they put a tattoo on their face, and then if someone notices, then they are saying, oh, why are you looking at my tattoo? But then you have made the tattoo on yourself to gain attention. If you're going to do stuff like that, to get attention, then obviously you're going to get attention. Attention that can be positive and that can be negative as well. So deal with it. Either don't do it, and if you do it, then these are the consequences. Don't try to bitch about it.
डाउनलोड करके कैसे भी मीम बनाकर डाला था. फिर मेरे को था कि चलो ठीक है, तुम्हें खुशी मिल रही है उस चीज़ से, मेरे को ऐसा होता है कि इग्नोर करो. और
This is not giving me happiness. No. I'm doing this to save the kids and to save young people from this absolute Western bullshit crap ideology. That's what this is. And this is not giving me happiness. Do you think I want to do this? React to this absolute dog shit of a video trying to glorify transitioning as bravery or courageous behavior? Absolutely not. I don't want to do that. Does not give me any happiness at all. I'm doing it because you are putting yourself out there, and you're putting yourself out there means kids are going to get influenced by this. That's why I have to do this.
आगे करो. पर उन्हें प्रॉब्लम उससे भी होती है जो लड़के लड़कियां बन जाते हैं.
Of course.
उन्हें इससे भी प्रॉब्लम है जो लड़की लड़का बन रहे हैं. मतलब उन्हें चाहिए क्या जिंदगी से?
Here's what you want from life is that you can do what you want, no problem, sure, but don't try to influence the kids. Don't try to influence young people into believing the crap you're believing. That's what we want. You're asking what we want. This is what we want. Stop it. Privately, what you want to do it. But if you're going to use that to influence other people, then obviously we are going to have a problem. I'm going to have a problem, and we will stop this nonsense.